Bears Nation, this is urgent. A new receiver just made history with a contract no one saw coming, avoiding disaster. But that's not all. A position mate is set to destroy the league with an unstoppable mindset. And to top it off, a hidden talent at tight end promises to explode our offense. Are you ready for the truth? This is exclusive. Like and subscribe now, or you'll miss it. Listen up, my Bears. Something huge is brewing on offense. Something that's going to redefine how we see our players in a key position. One that sometimes goes unnoticed. One that doesn't always grab headlines, but is the heart of any modern scheme's versatility. I'm talking, of course, about the tight end position. Are you ready for the truth, the cold hard truth, about how a strategic move, an apparently small piece, can change the entire puzzle for Ben Johnson and unleash havoc on rival defenses? This is crucial, folks, to understand the future of our offense. Pay attention. I'm telling you this, and I say it with the conviction of someone who's lived and breathed football on these Chicago streets. The presence of two tight ends capable of catching the ball, two credible and dynamic threats, makes Chicago's offense exponentially more dangerous. It's not just about having Cole Kmet, whom we already know a solid, reliable guy, a true workhorse always willing to do the dirty work. But now with Colston Loveland's arrival, a player with athleticism and separation ability that we haven't seen in that position for a long time, I believe this is going to allow Kmet and Loveland to truly thrive in any role asked of them. Do you realize what this means for Ben Johnson's versatility? It's not just Kmet, it's having DJ Moore Odunze and our other explosive rookie Luther Burden III, who will allow this young tight end, Loveland, to make plays that will leave us speechless, plays that will break schemes. Think about it. If defenses have to worry about Moore and Odunze on the outside and Burden in the slot, who's going to cover an athletic tight end like Loveland, who can exploit the seam or be a red zone threat? This creates mismatches that are nightmares for any defensive coordinator. I firmly believe that Chicago has such a complete set of receivers for Caleb Williams. And this is what's important, that every Sunday, a different player is going to shine. And you know why, right? Because rival defenses aren't going to know who to cover. They'll be guessing. And that's when we explode. How many times, Bears Nation, how many times have we begged for options, for depth, for players who can explode at any moment, who can be the key on a crucial third down or in the red zone? We have it now. And this is a luxury we haven't enjoyed in a long time. It's very likely, yes, very likely that Tyler Warren, another tight end who's been on many radars and has a more traditional blocking profile, will have a much better and more memorable rookie campaign in terms of pure numbers than Colston Loveland. Warren might accumulate more receptions or yards simply due to his team's offensive structure. But I'm telling you this, and I want you to remember it. The Bears' tight end Loveland will have more value to the offense in a way that can be measured, not just in individual stats, but in the collective impact on the efficiency and explosiveness of Chicago's attack. If Chicago has a top-tier offensive unit, and I believe they will, it will be due to what their two tight ends achieve both in run plays, paving paths like trucks for our runners, and in passing plays, creating mismatches that no one will be able to stop. Ben Johnson's ability to use Kmet as an elite blocker and Loveland as a passing threat, or even swap their roles to confuse the rival, is what raises the ceiling of this offense. There's a reason, a very clear reason, why Ben Johnson himself, our new offensive guru, valued Loveland as the best player in his position in the 2025 NFL Draft. It wasn't a coincidence. He saw the versatility, the ability to stretch the field, the agility to run routes, and the skill to catch the ball in traffic. And I guarantee you, I put my reputation on the line that Bears coach Johnson will definitely put this prospect in the best position to succeed. He knows what he's got on his hands and how to extract every drop of talent. Are we ready to see the true evolution of our offense with this double tight end threat? Or do you think it's just smoke, another empty promise we've been sold before? I'm telling you this is real. It's tangible. and it's going to be a constant headache for the league's defensive coordinators. They're going to have nightmares thinking of how to stop these guys. This is what we needed to give Caleb that complete arsenal and make our offense an unstoppable machine. Hold on to your seats, Bears Nation. This is big, and it has implications that go beyond a simple contract. A rookie, a second-round receiver we all expected to see on the field, that guy who's key to our offense's future. Just closed a deal that's not only a victory for him, but could change the dynamics of rookie negotiations across the league. Are you ready to understand why this is a huge relief, but also a warning, a red flag for our management's future? This is money, power, and strategy, folks. And Ryan Poles just played a very interesting hand. The saga of second-round contracts in the NFL, at least for our Chicago Bears, is officially over. And thank God. Just in time, a day before the rookies report to the team's facilities for training camp. On Thursday, the Bears reached agreements with offensive tackle Ozzie Trapelo and defensive lineman Shemar Turner, two crucial pieces for the trenches. But the big news, the one that kept us all on edge, the one generating more anxiety in the halls of Hollis Hall, was that of the receiver, our first second-round pick, the 39th overall selection, Luther Burden III. And I'm asking you, why do you think this deal took a bit longer to finalize? Why the wait? I think the answer is simple, my friends. They were making history, breaking barriers in rookie negotiations. The talks weren't just about numbers, but about contract structure and guarantees, something rarely seen at this draft stage. Luther Burden III and the Bears agreed to a fully guaranteed $10,965,000 contract. Listen to this because it's monumental. It's the first time in NFL history that the 39th pick has secured a fully guaranteed contract. According to Adam Schefter of ESPN, this is a massive win for Burden and his agent. It sets an unprecedented precedent for all future second-round picks and puts pressure on other teams to follow suit if they want to secure their talents. And I'm telling you this, you could see this coming. The tide was shifting. Minutes before it was announced, Jonas Savigny, the 37th overall pick by the Miami Dolphins, signed a fully guaranteed deal, opening the door wide for Burden's representation to secure this officially. This shows how NFL negotiations are a chess game, where a move on one part of the board affects everything else. Do you think this is fair for the team in the long term? Do you think Ryan Poles felt forced, or is this part of a new era where rookies have more negotiation power? I'm telling you, it's a double-edged sword. On one hand, we avoided a holdout that could have been disastrous for the team's chemistry and development. On the other, what does this mean for next year when we have to negotiate with other second-round talents, or even future renewals? The bar for salary expectations just got raised forever. Securing this deal, yes, sets a difficult precedent for the team's front office when it comes to future rookie contracts. This is undeniable. But I'm telling you this, and it's the truth. We need to hear. It was critical, absolutely critical, for Burden to be on the field for training camp and avoid losing any valuable time due to a holdout situation. We couldn't afford him missing a single rep, not a single learning session with Caleb Williams. Burden is expected to have a considerable role in Ben Johnson's offense, working from the slot, being that elusive guy we need, and mixing behind our two top receivers. His ability to create separation in short and intermediate routes is vital for the offense's rhythm. And it's bad enough, unacceptable, I'd say, that Burden missed the OTAs and minicamp due to a soft tissue injury. Something Ben Johnson didn't like one bit, and rightly so. He said it himself, and his words echoed in Hollis Hall. A lot is missed. Whenever you're not there, if you're in the training room when the rest of the guys are practicing, you're missing valuable time. Valuable time with coaches, valuable reps with your teammates, the ability to build the trust we're talking about. And I agree with the coach. Every second counts for a rookie who needs to absorb a new system and build chemistry with his quarterback. Recent photos show Burden with Minnesota Vikings receiver Justin Jefferson and others during an Under Armour photo shoot. I hope, and all Bears fans hope with hearts in our hands, that Burden is physically ready for battle when the Bears start training camp. His health is paramount. Having all 3 second-round picks on the field and avoiding any possible holdout is a big deal for the entire organization. It's a victory we can't underestimate, a sign that management is committed to stability and immediate development. Now, everyone can get back to work during camp next week and keep building for the 2025 season. Was this contract a masterstroke by Ryan Poles to ensure team cohesion and the presence of a key talent, or a costly mistake in the long term that will cost us by changing the rookie market? I think it's a tactical short-term victory, but the cost of that victory could be high in the future if salary cap management isn't handled well. It's a calculated risk, and Poles took it for the team's sake at this crucial moment. Chicago, pay attention. This is what separates the good from the great, the contenders from those who just participate. It's not just physical talent. It's not just lightning speed or those glue hands that catch everything thrown their way. It's something that goes much deeper, something forged in the soul of a true competitor, in the heart of a warrior. We're talking about mentality, that unbreakable spirit, that iron will of a player destined to be a superstar, not just in our league, but in Bears history. Are you ready to discover the true engine, the secret fuel, behind our star receiver? Get ready, because this is inspiring. Like all players who make it to the NFL, our Chicago Bears receiver, Odunze, knows all about setting high goals and pushing to the limit to reach them. But and here's the incredible part. Unlike any player in NFL Combine history before, Odunze did something startling in March 2024, after an outstanding day in drills, showing every bit of why he became a top 10 pick a year ago with his speed, agility, and jumping ability. He refused to leave the field even when all his combine requirements had been met. Listen to this, because this is what I value. Odunze stayed and continued working on the 3-cone drill because he hadn't performed to his satisfaction. He didn't care that his official day was done. It was a matter of principle, he said when asked. He explained that his goal and what he trained for was to give his best in every combine drill. And he hadn't yet shown what he could do in that drill, feeling he could improve his time. How many of you would do that? How many athletes, after an exhausting day and with their future secured, would stay to perfect something that no longer benefited them directly? I'm telling you, very few. It didn't matter that it didn't impact his draft projection, which was already through the roof. It didn't matter that all the other prospects had left, already celebrating with friends and family, resting and recharging. After a tiring day, it didn't matter if Stacey Dales from NFL Network, very surprised, saw him just as she was preparing to pack up and didn't understand why he was still there. It didn't cross his mind that someone would notice or judge him. For him, it was about fulfilling his purpose and being relentless in trying to achieve his goal, or at least giving everything he had that day and getting as close to perfection as possible. I'm telling you this. That's what I call dedication. That's what I call the spirit of a champion, a healthy obsession with excellence. After several more attempts, Odunze finally had to settle for a time he wasn't satisfied with, occupying the only yellow square on an otherwise bright green, almost perfect RAS scorecard. Even in the partial defeat, in not reaching his personal standard, his mentality shone above all. It was a moment that encapsulated everything about Odunze as a player and as a person. It revealed his deep belief in the tenacious pursuit of goals, with unwavering commitment and a strong work ethic. This ethic didn't come out of nowhere, my friends. It was forged by the lessons of his successful father, a Nigerian immigrant who instilled in him the value of effort and perseverance, while working side by side with his grandparents' mother and siblings on their bustling dairy farm in Utah. Imagine the early mornings, the late afternoons, the constant and often thankless physical work. It was reinforced by repeatedly tackling hard things, struggling at first, feeling frustrated, but then growing, gaining confidence, and finally conquering them even under challenging circumstances, like the desert's scorching heat. I'm asking, you, how many players in this league have that fiber, that resilience, that life story that drives them beyond the ordinary, that has taught them the true meaning of hard work? Not many, folks, not many. And that's what makes Rome Odunze special, what sets him apart from the rest. It's these traits, along with his immense talent and production on the field, that placed him at the highest levels on the Chicago Bears draft board a year ago. They are the reason why General Manager Ryan Poles selected him with the 9th pick in the 2024 draft. It wasn't just about Odunze's impeccable route execution, his incredible versatility on routes to attack any part of the field, his enormous catch radius allowing him to make grabs far from his body, and his elite ability to catch contested passes in one-on-one situations. No. His purpose of wanting to be the best and his willingness to get there through deep determination and constant, relentless effort was highly valued. Poles also coveted his mental toughness and resilience, two essential attributes for a key player chosen to help a team, still in rebuilding mode, transform into a perennial winner. That's vision. That's what we're looking for in a leader, a player, who not only has the talent, but also the heart to change the culture. Odunze showed these traits in abundance at the University of Washington when he stayed in his football program despite a coaching change and served as a critical team member that made it to the national championship game, demonstrating his loyalty and his ability to thrive in adversity. Poles hopes Odunze can replicate that magic with the Bears, helping the team complete its shift by delivering winning seasons, making the playoffs, and ultimately competing and winning a Super Bowl championship. He's had a solid start with 54 receptions for 734 yards and 3 touchdowns in 2024. A learning year in offense still finding its identity. The yards were the 3rd most among players with the 3rd highest targets on his team, demonstrating his efficiency even with less volume. And that's just the beginning. I'm telling you, the prelude to what's to come. As Odunze embarks on his 2nd season, where he'll operate as WR2, but with WR1 potential on any other team, he's taken the time to reflect on his journey to the NFL, what he learned during the Bears' tumultuous 5-12 season, and his goals for the coming year. In a recent interview with Ed Williams, an NFL reporter for Fox Sports, Odunze described 2024 as a foundational year, a period of growth and adaptation. He discussed how he learned to successfully navigate the challenges rookies face leaping into the NFL, from the game's speed to the pressure of expectations. He also acknowledged the challenge players face as they work together to change the organization, understanding that it's a collective effort. That's maturity, that's leadership, and it's what we need in our locker room. Odunze also spoke openly about his work ethic and mentality. With that blend of hard-working immigrants and hard-working farmers, I feel I have a great work ethic in that sense, and a better worldview than perhaps someone born and raised in America or someone who doesn't have that connection to outside cultures. So it has really helped me. Of course, working on the farm was a great experience, learning to work from that and the thankless job it is. I'm telling you, that's humility, that's perspective. That's what makes us great in Chicago, the ability to see beyond football and understand the value of sacrifice. It's the kind of mentality you have to have being a football player because you have to do your job no matter what happens on the field. And having that Nigerian heritage has opened my eyes to a broader sense of purpose, family, legacy, and all that type of stuff. So, I feel it's been good for me. And when Williams asked him what the hardest job he did on the farm was, Odunze shared, "The hardest thing I did on the farm was digging trenches for fence posts and water channels. Doing that in the heat of Utah desert is brutal. So yeah, I definitely think I got heat stroke when I was there. That was crazy. Imagine that, Bears Nation. A guy who dug trenches in the hellish heat of the Utah desert, under a scorching sun, who felt the heat stroke in his own body. Do you think he's going to be scared of an NFL defense, no matter how aggressive it is, no matter how many hits he takes? I don't think so. I'm telling you, he won't. This guy is cut from a different cloth, an unbreakable fiber that will make him unstoppable. Finally, Odunze revealed he's working on many areas of his game. Improvements, he says, are critical for unlocking even better performance in 2025. His unbreakable mentality and willingness to do whatever it takes to succeed will serve him well under the Bears' new head coach, Ben Johnson, and his staff. Odunze has revealed the high standards being set and that Johnson has been tough on us, which he loves. He relishes the challenge of mastering the concepts and details of the new offense, understanding that the man is the path to greatness. His selfless, team-first attitude and willingness to do hard or less glamorous work, like blocking, will serve him well in executing Johnson's blocking schemes. As Johnson has shared, and this is key, no block, no ball. Odunze will have no problem meeting that challenge because he knows collective success is what truly matters. And with Ben Johnson calling the plays for an offense built around Caleb Williams' strengths, many analysts and fans alike believe Odunze will thrive as WR2 and have a breakout year in 2025, becoming one of the league's biggest threats. One thing is certain, he will give everything he has to the last drop of sweat to help the Bears win. Are you ready to see Rome Odunze become the player we all know he can be, the leader we need on the field, the guy who will lead us to the Super Bowl? I'm telling you yes, and it's going to be spectacular, a true spectacle for Bears fans' eyes. Phew, Bears Nation. What a wealth of information. We've broken down everything happening with our Chicago Bears, from the future of our offense to the mindset of a champion. First, with the tight end news and potential offensive explosion, do you believe Ben Johnson's strategy with two threats in that position will really be the X factor we need to dominate? I want to read your opinions. Then our rookie receiver Luther, Burden 3's historic contract. Was it a brilliant move by Ryan Poles to ensure his presence, or did it set a dangerous precedent for future negotiations that could hurt us? Let me know what you think in the comments. And finally, the unbreakable mindset of Rome Odunze, the guy who stayed at the combine digging his trench to get better. Are you ready to see this warrior unleash all his potential and lead our offense to glory in 2025? Honestly, I can't wait. My Chicago people, this is our community, our Bears family. If you love this team as much as I do, if you live and breathe navy blue and orange, then you must be part of this. Don't stay out. Subscribe to the channel right now. Like this video if you feel the Bear passion. And activate that bell so you don't miss a single news, a single opinion, a single debate. Together, we're going to take our Bears to the top. See you in the next video. Bears Nation. Always Bears.